I feel bad DNFing it. I am so good. Everything's connected. Woo. Not this one, Satan. Beautiful. Sir, this is a Wendy's. And what if I just retitled this vlog to Reading Goodreads Horror Nominees Until I Get a 5-star. What's up, it's Jan back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. Happy freaking New Year. This is gonna be my Reading Goodreads Choice Awards horror nominees for 2024 and deciding which one should have won. Alright, so as some of you may know, horror has become my main genre. Also, Joey got me this for Christmas, Stephen King shirt. So I've read quite a bit of the long list and the short list. I don't even know if you could see the long list anymore, but out of the short list, I have 10 left, technically 11 left to read, but one of them is Angel of Indian Lake by Stephen Graham Jones, and that's the third book in a trilogy. I own My Heart is a Chainsaw, but I haven't read it yet, so we're just not gonna count that one. But I have the rest of them here. I have some of them from the library. I'm not gonna talk through all of them. I'm just gonna hold them up. And I know which one I'm starting with first because my top tier patrons, Carmilla patrons, did vote in a poll to vote on which one I should start with for this video. Technically, it's supposed to be my first book of 2025, but that might not be the case depending on other books I read. I don't know. We'll see. But let's just start with the one I'm gonna read first, which is Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. We have A Sunny Place for Shady People by Mariana Enriquez, short story collection. Another short story collection, the winner of the horror category, of course, Stephen King, You Like It Darker. House of Bone and Rain by Gabino Iglesias. I read The Devil Takes You Home and loved it. Indian Burial Ground by Nick Medina. Blood Like Mine by Stuart Neville. Those are the ones from the library. Those last 4 books, these 2 I did own. Another thing is I owned a lot of them too, so that's exciting. Sleep Tight by J.H. Market. This Cursed House by Del Sandine. I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones, and Murder Road by Simone St. James. So these are the ones I'm gonna read in this vlog. My Darling Dreadful Thing by Joanna Van Veen was my vote. The goal for this video is to decide whether I agree with the winner, I think my vote should have won, or if any of these other books should have won the horror category. We're gonna try this new thing in 2025 where I do longer projects and then sprinkle shorter projects like 24-hour readathons or a couple days of vlogging every now and then my dedicated spoiler-filled vlogs that I do every month for book club and Patreon. We're gonna see how that works. This is probably gonna take me all month, pretty much. I also have to definitely break this up and pause for Winterween, which starts on the 10th, but that gives me the first 9 days of 2025 to work on these books. Like I said, I'm starting with Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I loved Camp Damascus by this author. This one's under 300 pages, so I'm excited. This one actually won the poll by quite a bit. I think it was 43% or something like that, and everything else, it was unmatched. I think the next highest was 20-something%. So everyone wants me to read this book for some reason. This copy is from Aardvark Book Club. If you didn't know, I am a rep for them and we're working together again this year, and I love working for them. If you want a new book box subscription for the new year, you can use my code JAN to get your first box for $4 and free shipping. They have such diverse titles. I mean, 3 of them are just in this TBR alone. I Was a Teenage Slasher and this Cursed House. These are all Aardvark books. They have something for everybody. They have various genres every single month, and they post so consistently. The first of the month at 8 a.m. Eastern, I believe, and then they post hints on their Instagram in the most creative ways I've ever seen. So yeah, I'm excited to check off another Aardvark Book Club book off my list, because that is one of my monthly goals too, is to check off at least 1 book box subscription book every month. But with this video alone, I can do 3. So that's, well, actually I could do 5 because these are also from different book boxes. Beautiful. So yeah, so this, someone said it takes a sci-fi turn, so I'm not excited for that, but everything else sounds really intriguing, and it sounds like it's gonna have good commentary. I mean, Camp Damascus had really good commentary about how some people in society see queer people, and then it was commentary on religion as well. This, I believe it's a screenwriter who pitches a movie to Hollywood, and then they make him cut out his one gay character in the movie. Misha is our main character. He gets an Oscar. Studio executives, wants to kill off the gay characters for the algorithm. He refuses, but soon realizes that he's just put a target on his back, and what's worse, monsters from his horror movie days are stalking him. Haunted by his past, Misha must risk his entire future before the silver screen horrors find a way to bury him for good. Sounds intense, sounds riveting. I will be starting this today. I have a lot of filming to do today, but I hope you enjoy this vlog. It's gonna be a ride. This is gonna be my only Goodreads video. I did take a poll, I love a good poll, on my Instagram stories to decide which category to do, what kind of video objective to do, like experiment-wise, and this one won, and I'm happy about it. I'm gonna go film an intro to another vlog that I'm filming simultaneously, and then I have to film my January book tag, my best books. It's gonna be a filming day, my dudes. So hopefully I can read at least like half of this today somehow. I do have the audiobook on Libby. It arrived right on time. This has been on my radar for quite a bit, and I love this cover. It's so colorful. I usually don't like Hollywood books, but we'll see how Hollywood horror serves me. I wonder if it'll give Maxine vibes. All right, talk to y'all later. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Hope you guys have the best start to your new year, manifesting a great reading year for all of us. I'll see you when I have a reading update or something. Pardon the interruption. I just wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, Rose Forever, New York. Rose Forever has sent me this beautiful bouquet of preserved roses. If you go on their website, which I'll have linked down below, you can get yourself or someone special, you know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. These are great gifts for holidays, birthdays, just because. You could get bouquets in all different colors. There's pink, gray, black, royal blue, red, white, anything from classic colors to, you know, more unique ones. Like I chose this gray one. The boxes also come in different shapes and sizes. They have like a cute heart-shaped one. They have this black velvet material. They have like a clear, you know, like transparent one. And they're made to last years. You don't put it in sunlight. You don't water them or anything. They just chill there. I use them as decor. I use them in like Bookstagram photos. They're just so elegant and cute and just pretty to look at. Their smell is not strong whatsoever. If you smell them like this close, like you can smell a hint of floral scent, but I personally don't like the floral scent, so I'm really thankful because it's very light and not overpowering whatsoever. Even when you first open it, it's not like, whoo, you know? So I do have a discount code for y'all. You can get any bouquet on their website and get $20 off with my discount code JANAGATON20, which will be down below in case you forget. Thank you so much, Rose Forever, once again, for sponsoring this video and sending me beautiful bouquets of roses. I'm not really a flower gal, but Rose Forever has changed my mind, honestly. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming, and we'll proceed with the vlog. Hi, I took a nap. I also filmed technically 4 videos. I did 2 intros. I guess that doesn't really count, but it feels just as exhausting. I did 2 vlog intros. I filmed my January book tag, filmed my best books, and then I guess it is 4 videos because if we count the intro vlogs as 1 video. Joey and I also filmed his top 10 for Patreon, so it's been a grind today. So I took a nap because filming sit-down videos always exhaust me. Bury your gaze, 50 pages in. We're just meeting characters. Someone already died in the very beginning, and it was like kind of melodramatic situation, but also abrupt at the same time. This thing just happened with one of our main character's characters that he wrote for his next film, where the executives are trying to make him kill off his gay characters and he refuses. So basically what the synopsis said just happened. I'm intrigued. I also totally forgot that the audiobook for this, not only is it a full cast, but it's a full cast of well-known authors, okay? CJ Lead, who's besties with Chuck Tingle, T. Kingfisher, Stephen Graham Jones, and a bunch more. That's really exciting. I'm excited to hear everyone's voices. I don't actually know who voices which characters, but okay, just from the first 50 pages, if I had to guess my rating, I think it's gonna be a 4. I don't know why, but I feel like it's gonna be a 4, but it could still be a 5. I gave Camp Damascus a 4. I can't remember why that wasn't a 5. 5. Maybe it was the religion talk, but I don't think there's gonna be much religion talk in here. There are already some mentions of queer erasure, obviously because the executives are trying to kill off gay characters. They also mentioned romanticizing gay trauma in media, queer suicide as well, but there are no like deep dives just yet. There were just brief mentions of these topics. Also, Misha, apparently he's not fully out to his family because he is from Montana, so I'm assuming like small town conservative vibes. I don't know. He's just giving weird vibes when he's around his boyfriend Zeke. He said his mom knows Zeke as his good friend, so kind of sketchy. I don't know. I just hope he doesn't hurt Zeke's feelings because for some reason I already like him. I'm gonna go to the gym, do a little like 45-minute workout. I'm gonna continue this when I get back from the gym. I'm gonna try to get to page 200. That would be incredible. And then we'll finish it off tomorrow. It's 4:30 right now. This day has been going by pretty slow, even though I didn't get up early. I got up at like 8, so that's like unheard of for me, especially on the first of the month. First of the year, we stayed up till like 1. Like 1:30. Anyway, alright, I'll talk to y'all later. And we're back. Hello, I have an update for Bury Your Gaze. I'm now 119 pages in. I've been switching back and forth, hybrid reading, if you will, between the audiobook and the physical. I listened to it on my way to work this morning and I annotated. I'm trying to find the quotes I want to talk about. My favorite part about this so far is all the commentary about horror as a genre. It reminds me of commentary in On a Clear Day You Can See Block Island. I forgot the author's name, Gage something. It really dissects what horror means and what certain elements of horror represent. And it even mentions specific movies like Night of the Living Dead. It says it isn't really about zombies, it's about racism. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is littered with pro-vegetarian subtext, and They Live is more about rampant consumerism than aliens. It talks about how horror is not a celebration of death, it's actually a celebration of life, because if it was a celebration of death, nobody would like it. Human beings are conditioned to move toward some behaviors and away from others. We're programmed to self-replicate and protect our legacy, which is why sex is crafted to be just about the best feeling there is. At the same time, we're programmed to push death and pain away as much as possible. We retract our hand from a burning stove, that's obvious, but we also have a deep primal fear of the things that remind us of dying. Creepy crawlers like snakes and spiders were serious threats to our ancestors. Zombies and ghosts are reminders that one day our time will come. Killer robots or hyper-intelligent space aliens pose existential threats to the survival of our species. And then a little bit later, horror offers a chance to recognize this truth, to explore dark places in a safe way. And like, that all makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. This is how scary stories work, how horror works. We're all still here, safe and alive. We've had that primal rush and exercised those muscles to remind us death is eventually coming for everyone, but not today. And that's why horror is a celebration of life.
Beautiful.
Brilliant. I don't know. I bow down to Chuck Tingle's brain for articulating all of that into such seamless words that flow so well. So that's been my favorite part so far. More and more things are happening with like his characters essentially coming to life. More and more things are happening with these stalkers, quote unquote. He's starting to realize that they might not be stalkers after all. There might be some bigger, more intense things going on that only he can recognize because he's the one that created these things. It's interesting. That's all I had to say. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. I will be continuing this tonight, and I'll probably update right before we go to bed or tomorrow morning. And I think my next book for this vlog is either going to be A Sunny Place for Shady People, because it's the shortest one on the list, and it's a short story collection. Maybe I should do that one. I think that's going to be my next one. It was either going to be that or I Was a Teenage Slasher, but I think I want to get the shortest book out of the way first, because that'll feel good. Or Murder Road, because I have a pretty edition of that, and I have the audiobook that's due soon. I'll decide on my mood tomorrow or whenever I finish this. Tomorrow after work, I'm going to a silent book club for the first time that I've never been to at this local bookstore that I've been to before. It was the place where I went to the Intermezzo launch party event by myself, so I think I can handle going. I've been to silent book club before, but a different location, so we're gonna try this one out as well, and we're just gonna go to as many as possible because I'm feeling social so far, but like introvert edition of social, you know. I'm gonna go. I'll update y'all when I have an update. Goodbye. Silent Book Club was a bust. There was like no one there. There was this friend group that was walking around looking at travel books. Two of them sounded like frat boys. They were talking about inappropriate things. I'm not gonna say that on the internet. I'm gonna get demonetized by what they were, but like loudly, unashamedly, just spewing this out there. I'm like, sir, this is a Wendy's. Like, why are we talking about this right now? Whatever. So no Silent Book Club happened. There was one girl, I think she felt the same way as me. She was like in her cute little earmuffs and she was just reading, and she had The God of the Woods by Liz Moore in her hands, and she was just sitting there looking around. And so I put my stuff down. I have hair in my mouth. I put my stuff down at a seat across from her. I'm like, okay, do I ask her if she's here for Silent Book Club? I didn't. I kept walking around. I just left my stuff there, and then by the time I came back, she left. So I was like, okay, well, this is great. And it was just like this big friend group that just kept expanding. And then I went upstairs again because I was like, okay, well, clearly nothing's going on here. Like, the mini bar wasn't even open. It was supposed to be open.
There's a mini bar there?
Yeah, that's where I had the Sally Rooney drink.
Oh, that's right.
I went upstairs and there's this girl in like the poofiest, longest white coat I've ever seen, and her loud ass partner guy, and he's on the phone talking about this hockey game that he's going to tomorrow and how cold it is and how he's just wearing a t-shirt and a hoodie and how he needs to wear
badass.
2 pairs of pants. He's like, it's way too cold, blah, 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 blah. And then he gets another phone call talking about snow and Portland and shit, and I'm just like, can I just... There's no way. There was no way I was gonna read in peace. I paid for 2 hours for parking. Sorry for this rant, but it needs to happen. 2 hours for parking, which was $4. And then the pay station thing shut down. It just made these weird noises. I'm alone. I'm looking around. What the fuck am I supposed to do? It won't give me my damn receipt, but it said card valid, whatever. But it said temporarily out of order. Please use the nearest pay station. I'm like, what if that pay station's not in my zone? Then I'm just paying for no reason. But it was, I think. So I paid again. I checked my bank statement after I leave. $8 was taken out. Hate my life. Okay. So I go into the bookstore. They're like, oh, the used books are 2 doors down now. They like relocated all their used books. That's what I go there for, is their fucking used book section. So they put all the horror and sci-fi and fantasy all in one little fucking section. Awful choices. So I buy 3 YA books. Lesbian vampires with Jewish folklore. Oh, I got this Dracula bookmark.
Whoa. Lesbian vampires with Jewish folklore?
With Jewish folklore.
That is a lot packed into one book.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I've never seen this in stores. I heard about it one day on Instagram, and I was telling my coworker about it. I was like, this sounds really fucking good. There's like a mythical creature I never heard of, and I looked it up and I forgot. Anyway, it says, with its haunting folklore, eerie theater, second chances, and first love, I devour this book like a bloodthirsty monster. Also got this Dracula bookmark, and it's like fake leather, kind of. I saw it last minute. Faux leather. Yep. Look at it. Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, right? And then I got these 2. I don't know. I kept seeing this one on Bookstagram because apparently it came out New Year's Eve. When Cass came to visit, she bought this one. And I just kept reading reviews about how cute everything is, and everyone's giving it 5 stars. So I was like, let me just, even though it's a YA romance, they're like nerdy and it's cute. And my next Keep It or Kick It episode is pink covers, so I think this is gonna be one of the options because that'd be grand. Also, I used cash, so like, did I really spend money? The answer is no, my dudes. Okay, so then I go to the used bookstore, nothing's there, the selection sucked, and then I go to my car and I was like, should I try to look for a coffee shop? No, because it's 5:30 and everything's gonna be closed. And then I was like, fuck, I'm doing 1 second a day again in 2025, which I did for 2023, I'll link it down below. I quit last year though, but I'm doing it again this year, and I forgot. And I was like, well, I don't want to have something not exciting as many days as possible, obviously. So I go back inside the bookstore to take a 1 second fucking video. And then of course it's the same employees still at the cash register, and I don't want to be weird. I don't want to look sketchy. So I pretend to walk around again for another like 10 minutes before I go back to my car.
Did you do one yesterday?
I did, at the gym. That's my rant. This is what happens when I try to socialize. You see what I mean? I want to be like more involved in the local book community. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Did you buy the one local author at Barnes & Noble?
I did.
When I
did.
made you buy?
Yeah, there was an author at Barnes. She like signed it and everything. Not personalized, she just signed it. She's like talking about it, and I'm like flipping through, and Joey goes, didn't you want to get into that genre or whatever? I was like...
Wow, you're looking for something exactly like this.
No, I wasn't. Steampunk some shit. YA, fantasy, steampunk.
Cool.
It did look cool.
I don't even read fantasy.
It did look cool, but Joey's like, didn't you say? I was like, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That is. Wow, I can't believe you remembered that.
You don't remember what I told you yesterday, but...
No, I didn't say that. So now I'm buying this book that I had zero interest in. She's signing it. I'll read it eventually.
Watch it be 5-star.
I know. I already forgot what it's called. It's somewhere in my pile. Anyway, that was a long-winded update. Joey's starting We Used to Live Here.
I am. I'm going to start tonight.
So exciting.
The audiobook is on Spotify.
Woohoo.
I'm going to audiobook it.
Hell yeah. I heard the audio is good. I think.
Just once I want to get an audiobook that was like that one you were listening to the other day. Where there's like sound effects and different shit.
Which vlog is this? Oh, this is the horror one. Bury Your Gaze. I'm 170 pages in. I'm hoping to finish it today. I have like 30 minutes of this other audiobook that I'm going to talk about in my other vlog, but I just need to finish the first book in this vlog. Oh my god. This video is gonna be...
Was this your first book of the year?
No. This video is gonna be like 2 hours long. I already know. I need to shut the fuck up, but we'll yap about books. Book 1, done. I'm gonna give it like a high 3, like a solid 3 stars. I didn't like that sci-fi turn that it took. I was really disappointed by that. It felt like an absolutely remarkable thing by Hank Green, but the rest of the book kind of feels like horror movie by Paul Tremblay, just a little bit. Even like the pacing of it felt like horror movie, but although the overall rating is 3 stars, my rating for the audiobook as well as the commentary all throughout the book, 5 stars for both of those things. But the plot and, like I said, the pacing and the way it read, I don't know, I needed the audiobook to finish it out. So thankfully it was available on Libby. I do love the colors that they use on this cover. And I like how well I matched my tabs. It reminds me of Rainbow Sherbet. I had a feeling this wasn't going to be 5 stars because I'm not a huge fan of Hollywood books, with the exception of Evelyn Hugo. But that didn't like take place during her career. It was just... well, it looked back, but regardless, I did like the commentary on queer representation in media, specifically movies, and how the majority of queer stories focus on queer tragedy and how the number of queer heroes, queeros, as they call them in this book, should be increased like tenfold. I liked the character growth of Misha because he was very like, not necessarily ashamed, but he was not out to everybody in his life, like his family in his Montana town and his friends there. They didn't know that he's gay, and he made his boyfriend feel really shitty sometimes. By the end, that was all turned around, so that was nice to read about. And I really liked the last few lines of this book. The writing was pretty decent. There were some good quotes. Like I said, the commentary on horror as well as everything else, really appreciate it. And like the creepy parts were definitely creepy. All the parts where his characters, those monster moments were creepy. There was this worm related scene towards the very end. Not the very end, but the end-ish. And then it got just like weird with this character that was in the beginning and then stopped showing up for reasons. Showed up again at the end. We didn't need that. I'm glad we can move on to book number 2. I'm gonna do a fun fact. I just need to figure out what I want to do it on. Let's do lambs. Fun facts about lambs, because one of his characters was a lamb. Lambs are intelligent and social animals that can recognize up to 50 other sheep faces and remember them for years. They can also recognize human faces. Ah, cute. So that means those reels that I see of like lambs and sheep wagging their tails every time they see their human, that's real stuff. There we go. That's fun. I'm gonna try to be better about fun facts because I did start it about exactly a year ago, so we'll get back into that. I do think the next book I'm gonna pick up is A Sunny Place for Shady People, just because it's the shortest, but I was looking at the table of contents and some of those stories are 30 plus pages long, probably most of them, if not all of them. If I get bogged down, maybe I'll do like one story and then alternate with another book and then another story, you know? But we'll see how it goes. I'll bring that and my other book, a romance. I need a romance after all this horror because I just finished At Dark I Become Loathsome. The simultaneous vlog thing is so confusing. Like, why do I do this to myself? I don't know. I'll bid you adieu for now. Talk to you tomorrow. I'm gonna edit for the rest of the night. I gotta get a Patreon video up. First one of the year. Woo! This is book number 3 of the year. This was not my first book of 2025, but karma's a bitch, and my first book was 2 stars, so. Good evening. It is now Saturday night. It's like 9 o'clock. I Had a long bookish day, went to a coffee shop, went book shopping again, but I used cash and gift cards, so I'm not gonna talk about it. I have read 2 stories from A Sunny Place for Shady People, and I think I'm gonna switch to the audiobook because I found it on Spotify. I'm gonna follow along though. I just don't think this is gonna be the story collection for me, but I'm interested to see how I like Mariana Enriquez's writing because I own Dangers of Smoking in Bed as well as Our Share of Night. So I just want to get a good grip on what her writing is like. But just from the first 2 stories alone, I feel like this might be an unhaul. In terms of this video, this one's definitely not a contender for the winner. Same with Bury Your Gaze. Okay, so the first story was called My Sad Dead, and it's about this girl who could see ghosts. But then it got boring. Just the way it was written did not capture my attention, whatever. And then the second story is the title story, so A Sunny Place for Shady People. And it mentions this mountain lion, solitary living, and roams Griffith Park, which is around where the Hollywood sign is, which makes me wonder if it's the same mountain lion referred to in Open Throat by Henry Hoke. Now, I had no idea that that could possibly be like a true thing, but Richard Ramirez is also mentioned in this, so I mean it could very well be a real thing. They call it P22. Oh my god. P22 mountain lion, who resided in Griffith Park in Los Angeles, California on the eastern side of the Santa Monica Mountains. He was euthanized! He was euthanized on December 17th, 2022 after examinations revealed he was suffering from traumatic injuries consistent with being hit by a car, in combination with several longer-term health issues. Okay, so it wasn't because people were scared of him or anything. It was for his own good. But for 10 years, he remained in Griffith Park by himself, escaping from his habitat. He was captured on December 12th, and he was euthanized 5 days later. Damn. Okay, so you're telling me... Hold on, what is Open Throat by Henry Hope based on? Open Throat made it to my, runner-ups for best book of 2024. So, just so you know. Yes! Open Throat is a novel based on the real-life story of P22. I am so good. Everything's connected. Wow. Look at me go. Look at me learning shit about stuff. Cool, cool, cool. All right, now that I'm on the third story, I'm gonna use Joey's Spotify because he's so kind to me. We're gonna try to read a decent amount of this. These stories are not short, despite what the cover says. The next story is 30 pages. Ugh. This is why I don't like short story collections, except Darcy Coates' Small Horrors, because those were actually short. I know short stories are technically longer, 30 pages is normal for a short story, but for me that feels like a very long chapter that I don't want to read. But hopefully I get a 5-star story out of this. Hi, hey, hello. I am now 130 pages into A Sunny Place for Shady People. I have a couple 4 stars so far. There were a couple stories where it was about main characters with distorted faces. A Face for Disgrace or whatever it was called, and then Nightbirds. And they were creepy. Julie has been my favorite so far. That was 4 stars. I think the other ones that I read since my last update, I gave 3 stars. And now I'm on Metamorphoses, and it's getting weird. These are weird. This could potentially be a 4-star collection for me now that I'm getting into it more. I don't want to use up all of Joey's audiobook hours on Spotify, so I used it for an hour to gain momentum, Now I'm reading pretty quickly. I don't even know what I could share for short stories. Julie was my favorite because it was so unique and just odd. I was also invested in the choices that these characters were making, the things they were keeping from their families and what their families thought of them. Julie was going through some shit. Okay. Now this Metamorphosis one, I was able to tell from the second line that it's focusing on the theme of aging as a woman. It kind of feels like the same topics as Mary by Nat Cassidy, but now there's this thing that she's wanting to do to modify her body, and I'm just why the fuck would you do that? So I'm excited to finish this one, actually. Nightbirds was written well. It had very vivid descriptions of rotting. There's a lot of body horror. Oh, The Face for Disgrace, that was just about this girl with a very specific type of paralysis. This is weird. I like it. Again, it's not gonna be the winner of this video, but it could be 4 stars. The first 2 stories were kind of iffy, but once you're in here, I'm oh, we're getting into weird girl territory. If If I don't finish this tonight, which I probably won't, I will probably finish this tomorrow morning, and then we can move on to our third book, which I don't know what that would be. Possibly Murder Road, maybe one of my library books, so I don't have to annotate. Not that I have to annotate anything, I just like to annotate. We're going to Joey's parents' house tomorrow, so maybe it would be good to have a library book so I could just like read in the car and not have to worry about annotations. But Murder Road, I don't think I'm going to annotate because I have the Illumicrate Evernight edition, and I have a really strong feeling that that's not going to be a book that I'm going to feel like I need to keep. I mean, not that my annotated books don't sell, but for a special edition, I don't really want to, you know, taint that if I could sell that. But I am excited to read that edition because it's gorgeous. I don't know what my game plan is. I definitely don't want to read You Like It Darker after this because that's also a short story collection, so that's definitely out of the picture. Maybe I'll flip through the rest of the pile to see if any of them have like really short chapters because I would love that. I finished book 2 of this vlog. I'm gonna give this 4 stars. That was a plot twist. I had 4 stars, I think, maybe a couple more. My favorite stories were Black Eyes, The Refrigerator Cemetery, Julia, and Local Artist. The last one especially was creepy. Local Artist felt like Uzumaki, kind of like there were like slugs involved. Julia, I already talked about last night, and then what was the other one? The Refrigerator Cemetery. It almost read like a thriller a little bit. Yeah, there was some creepy shit in here. Some of them had heavier commentary than others, but some of them were just surface level creepy. I'm sure there's like a deeper meaning to some of them that I didn't really bother to think about. No offense. But at face value, it got creepy. I don't know if I'm gonna unhaul it now, actually. I really like this cover. Maybe I'll keep it on my shelves. I need a fun fact. What should I do? Should I do slugs? Let's do slugs. Oh, there were actually a couple of fun facts in here that I wasn't aware of. I think I dog-eared one. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I thought I did, but actually didn't. Oh, female hyenas have a penis-shaped clitoris that mimics a dick. They even have a false scrotum, in case you were wondering, you know. But I'm still gonna do a fun fact about slugs just because I'm curious. Oh, that's weird. It's kind of along the same vein. They have both male and female reproductive organs. I think I knew that. Toothy tongue. Despite appearing soft, slugs have thousands of tiny teeth on a rasping tongue called a radula, which they use to scrape food. They have blue blood, like a pale blue, pooping from the head. Slugs are fucking weird. Okay, well there's that. I don't know what my next book for this vlog is gonna be. Possibly Murder Road. When does that audiobook expire? The audiobook for this wasn't too bad either. A couple of the stories had male narrators. It's always harder for me to listen to them because they're mumblier. Okay, yeah, Murder Road returns in 4 days. Yeah, I think that's gonna be my next one. It's only a 9-hour audiobook. Yeah, that's my official decision. Final answer. Locking it in. Hi, I'm trying out different angles here, so I'm gonna try to block this light with my big head. No, you know what? This is not cute. This is not cute. Pause. Wow, that is much better. I always forget this camera has that setting. But hi, I have a reading update. Let me see how far I got into this book. I've been listening. Woo-hoo-hoo! Awesome, sick, sweet, love when that happens. I've been listening to the audiobook all day, not all day, just on my drives to and from work. So I'm 23% in. I have 7 hours left. I'm listening in 2.15 speed. And honestly, I'm not hating it. It's making me kind of nervous because everyone hates this book. Everyone says it's boring or they don't like the plot, there are plot holes, it's repetitive, nothing makes sense, and I'm just like, I'm vibing. If you just don't think about it too hard, you'll like it. Chapter 11. I'm about 80 pages into this book, and I love this edition. This is the Illumicrate Evernight edition. This couple, April and Eddie, are on their honeymoon getaway. They go down this road that's apparently Murder Road. They pick up this hitchhiker girl who wasn't really hitchhiking, and then they become prime suspects for her murder because she dies while she was in their car. So now they're just trying to fix this and like clear their name. Apparently there's supposed to be a ghost somewhere. I've liked Simone St. James's books before. I loved The Broken Girls. I really enjoyed The Sundown Motel. The Book of Cold Cases, I unhauled actually. I'd probably unhaul this just because it doesn't seem like a book that I'd reread, and I could probably get, you know, a decent amount of money for a special edition like this. And I'm not annotating or anything, but I am sad that I won't have this on my shelves because it's so cute. But it just doesn't seem like a book that'll stick with me, but it doesn't seem like a book that I'd hate I already know this just doesn't feel like the winner for this video, but it could be 4 stars. I know Gabby hated this, Katie hated this, Gavin hated this. I think all of them gave it 1 or 2 stars. We'll see where I stand. There are so many negative reviews. A lot of my patrons hated this too, so we shall see. It's fucking cold out, so it's chilly night, and we're gonna watch the Barbie movie. The only reason I hate doing multiple vlogs at once is because I feel like a broken record. I'm just like repeating myself. Probably won't read any more of this tonight. I'll probably continue on my way to work tomorrow, but so far it's okay. It's definitely not gonna be the best thriller I've ever read because the writing is just meh and the characters are just meh. Yeah, okay, that's all I got. Hello, good morning. It's currently Wednesday. I have my little Dracula mug. I just got my blood drawn, so I already left the house and it's freaking cold. But on my drives yesterday and today, I made progress in Murder Road. Ooh, I think I'm like 200 pages in, actually. I'm actually kind of invested. Not fully, but we just learned more about our characters and why April has made some decisions in her life about her identity and why Eddie has all these things going on in his brain. He used to be in the army. Basically, he has PTSD, and April also has some familial trauma from her past. So we just found out things about that. It just went deeper into that about halfway through. Again, if you don't really think about it too hard, like why they're even doing this or why they didn't just not pick the girl up from the road, and the fact that they wouldn't be here in this situation, they could have just been enjoying their honeymoon, but then there would be no book, you know? So you kind of just have to suspend some disbelief. They're interacting with all these people in this small town, trying to get more information little by little. There are some conveniences that have been happening. I'm excited to watch Katie's spoiler-filled vlog ranting about how bad this is, but I definitely want to see for myself. But I'm not hating it. I'm really not. Today's game plan is to finish that. I have like 2 hours left of the audiobook. I'm gonna color and do laundry eventually and things like that to have audiobook time. I'm glad I have the audiobook though, because I feel like I'd be quite bored if I was trying to read this physically. I have to film my December wrap up. I have to film a little something for Gabby and a project she's doing. I have to start my full moon book club vlog. So after Murder Road, I think I'm gonna pause this vlog, finish my full moon, and then circle back. This is gonna be a long vlog. Editing Jan, I apologize in advance. I'm feeling like maybe a 3-star. Just because it's not a thriller that's like gripping me, it's just something to pass the time between point A and point B when I'm driving. It's a good audiobook to listen to that doesn't take much brain power. I'll leave it at that. Hello, I made it through the day. Hold on, let me get the book in question. I have no idea what page I'm on in Murder Road. I know I'm almost done. I have, I think, less than an hour left of the audiobook. It got creepy. It got creepy. I'm not hating it still. I like that we're learning more and more about our main characters. In terms of the mystery plot itself, I kind of stopped caring just a little bit, but I'm very intrigued by Eddie's past and why he has all this trauma aside from being in the army. I really like April's backstory. All the shit that she's been hiding from everyone. She's a little sketchy. But that one scene where she went off by herself without Eddie, that creeped me out. There was some creepy smiling going on. Yeah, it was creepy. It's still not a contender for the winner, but it's not 1 star either. I think I'm gonna finish it tonight and then give y'all my final thoughts. I don't know what else I could say. There was a little bit of a reveal, and then the 2 characters did something pretty risky. I can definitely see when people in those reviews say that this book just keeps going in circles. I see that, but I feel like they're making a little bit of progression. I don't know. It's definitely more of a mystery than a thriller, but there is a little bit of a creep factor sprinkled in there. I finished this. And then I did dishes whilst watching Katie's rant review because she gave it 1 star. And she's really good at like analyzing books, like deeper than the normal human. And I can see why, okay? But I was just vibing with the audiobook. The audiobook wasn't that bad. It just made me miss a lot of the things that Katie like deep dove into and isolated, ranted about, and pointed out. So we're gonna give it 2 stars instead of the 3 that I was going to give it because the paranormal parts were creepy. I'm gonna get rid of this book. It's going because I don't need it. The main character, the girl April, was a little bit annoying, but I liked listening to how fucked up her mom was. I'm just glad I have the 3rd book done for this video. Obviously, it's not even gonna come close to a potential should-be winner. I feel like I've been talking in circles as much as this book was, so we're just gonna move on. I don't know what my next book should be. Probably You Like It Darker, because I think that's the next audiobook that's about to expire. But I'm gonna pause this vlog until further notice because Winterween's coming up. But I might pop in if I decide to just listen to You Like It Darker. I'm gonna try following along first because I like to do that. And then if I'm not feeling the writing, I'll just listen to it. You know what I mean? Jellybean, do you have anything to say?
I got nothing.
He's reading one of my runner-ups.
Hey, sorry, I didn't realize the camera was on me. Yeah. That's it.
A man of few words. It's been a while. Hi, we're back with a DNF. And it's so ironic because the DNF is the #1 winner. I started the audiobook today. I got 86 pages in and I just don't like it. I'm in the 4th story. I'm not vibing with any of them. This 4th one is long, like half the book type of long. So I'm really just not gonna suffer through that. This is not the Stephen King for me. I read Misery last year and really enjoyed that. So I'll still keep trying him. Oh my god, is that an alligator? Oh my gosh, it has teeth. This island looks like an alligator or a crocodile or whatever. Even the back has like a leg. Okay, cute. I don't think this cover is ugly. I really wanted to like this. I've never read a story collection by Stephen King. I might eventually, like that Dream one or whatever it's called, but not this one, Satan. I couldn't get into the stories. The 2 shorter ones, The 5th Step and Willie the Weirdo. I tried so hard to pay attention. The 5th Step was probably the best one because it was the one that made most sense, but the ending was kind of ambiguous. I don't even know really. But the first one got a little bit sci-fi and I'm just like, if this is the vibe for the rest of this, I don't need it. So, as I anticipated, this would not be the one that I voted for, the Goodreads horror winner. In terms of my next book that I'm gonna attempt, I would love to read Indian Burial Ground, but I know that has vampires and I'm already reading The Gathering by CJ Tudor, which also has vampires, so I don't want to mix those up. I'm thinking I Was a Teenage Slasher or This Cursed House. Or maybe I should do another library book so annotating doesn't slow me down. I'll keep y'all posted as to which one I end up choosing. I have a feeling I Was a Teenage Slasher is gonna be the next one because I think I'm ready to try another Stephen Graham Jones. I've read, I want to say 3 of his books and I haven't liked any of them. So we're gonna keep trying because I really believe that there's a Stephen Graham Jones book out there for me that I'm gonna enjoy. I did read the Adam's Apple. The Amazon sample. It's first person, it's very colloquial, it's that type of writing style that could easily be cringy. I'm kind of nervous about that, but I think I just have to be in the mindset of that being the thing. It's one of those where it's like, okay, maybe not that, but still, or something. You know, that type of conversational style. Usually, I don't like that. So as of right now, this is the only vlog that I'm working on. I believe I'm gonna keep it that way for the rest of the week, just so I can at least read maybe 2 or 3 more of this stack. And then I have my Patreon readathon of the month this weekend, so I have to pause this again. But I ended my Winterween vlog, I'm done with my Full Moon Book Club one, so this is the focus now. I'm really liking The Gathering though, so I'll probably read some of this. Maybe tomorrow. I'm sprinting with Katie on Patreon, so maybe I'll pause whatever I end up picking up and reading The Gathering. I don't know, but she's also read I Was a Teenage Slasher, so it'd be fun to talk to her about it. I have decisions to make. Okay, y'all know how I contemplated between like 2 books earlier? Yeah, we're going with a completely different one. Sleep Tight by J.H. Markert. The only person I've heard talk about this so far was Gabby, and she hated it. Which honestly doesn't really, what's it called? Derail divert, what's the fucking word? Which doesn't divulge, doesn't deter me from wanting to read it, because I know y'all love when I do that, when I forget a word, because I get comments that are like, I guess the word that you want.
Yeah,
people are like screaming at the screen. It's like a little it's like a little game. It doesn't deter me from wanting to read it still, because we have opposite tastes quite often. I just read the entire synopsis word for word out loud to Joey and I, sure. It actually sounds really good. I never read synopses in full like that. I usually just look for buzzwords, but there's a serial killer who disguised himself as a priest called Father Silence. He has like a house of horrors, and when people were investigating it, there were 19 bodies. So eventually he dies, or like gets sentenced to death or something. And then there's like a copycat type of murderer, a copycat serial killer who calls himself the Outcast. And then there's a detective whose daughter got kidnapped by the Outcast, and so they have things to figure out. I love a copycat serial killer story. I don't know why. I just think it's fascinating. Let's do it. Honestly, the main reason I chose this one was because it's like 321 pages and it has like 60-plus chapters, 60-ish chapters. So I just needed a short chapter, shorty patorty. Hey, just really quick, because I am mid Patreon readathon at the moment, so I'm pausing this vlog again, but I do have a little bit of a reading update for Sleep Tight. I don't think I gave any updates yet, but I'm now 128 pages in. There have been several moments where I wanted to DNF, and I think I still do. One of my mottos that I want to make this year is, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. Okay? But at the same time, the chapters are so short, and I feel like if I just hone in, give it a fair chance, listen to the audiobook and follow along at the same time, as opposed to just listening to it when I'm driving to and from work, I might be able to get more invested, because right now I'm just at the point where I don't really care. I don't really care about the mystery. I don't care what happened to this missing child, these missing children. I don't care what happens to these parents. I don't care that the moms are being emotional about not wanting any more kids, and their kids being accidents, and secretly taking the pill when they said they'd be trying for their husband who wants 4 kids. There was a whole chapter about that conversation, and I'm like, we don't need this. We don't. There's also those like religious things about Noah's Ark. There's some supernatural thing, kind of. So I don't know. If it all comes together nicely, then I could potentially be interested. I mean, it could be 3 stars, but like, also what's the point? But I could also check it off Book of the Month, off my little challenge thing. But either way, I think I'm gonna unhaul this. I'll sell it on Pango, so I'm gonna continue annotating, because I hate DNFing books that I'm annotating, especially because then the tabs just stop, and then it's like, do I peel all the tabs off? Because I feel like if people are gonna buy annotated books, they want the whole thing to be annotated, you know, and get my full thoughts or whatever, get the full aesthetic. But I think I'm gonna give it one more try. If I get to like page 200, or not even that, maybe like 150, 160, and I'm still not vibing, then I'll DNF. But that's for a later time. I'll bid you adieu again for now. This vlog probably won't go up until February, but we're gonna persevere, because I still have like 5 more books after this. I'm so sorry. Time to chat about the next book in this vlog. Sleep Tight by J.H. Marker. First of all, 2 stars. I could not wait for this book to be over. I would have DNF'd if I just wanted to talk about how bad it was. That's all I want to say. That's not all I want to say. I have a lot to say. But okay, the mental health rep and villainizing DID, it's really like, you know how the movie Split got that backlash on how it like villainizes DID and multiple personality disorder? That's what this does as well. And I've seen reviews where people acknowledge it but still say it's a good book. Even despite all that, looking past all that, I still didn't like it. it. Because I wasn't liking it even before things were revealed and that stuff happened. Right off the bat, you get a religious reference to Noah's Ark. Kid's name is Noah. When he's bad, his mom puts him in the Ark, which is like a room where he goes when he's bad. He gets like locked in when he's like acting up. That's in the prologue or whatever it's called, the before. And then we flash forward to the main case and the main plot. I lost the plot about halfway through. All of a sudden, whenever I zoned back in and out, it would just be another, what felt like a discombobulated part of the story. Especially the end. It got really weird. It got creepy. It was creepy. But it just felt like, at least with listening to the audiobook, because I could not for the life of me read this physically. Oh my god, I could not. It felt like it was just creepy scene here, and it was like a collage of random creepy scenes that tried to be a book. I was so bored. I was losing my mind. I really, really was. If I didn't have things to do, like if I was just sitting here listening to the audiobook, oh my god. I literally used this bookmark. It says I fell asleep here because I would zone out and fall asleep so many times reading this, which is kind of ironic because it says sleep. Well, is that ironic? Coincidence? Yeah, because it's called Sleep Tight, and I just don't like how they did the tropes, the execution of everything. I truly did not care about the mystery anymore. I just wanted to finish it so I could rate it low, and I don't want to DNF a lot of books in this. You know, did I DNF something in this vlog already? I feel like I did. Oh yeah, the Stephen King book. I already DNF'd that. I didn't want to DNF another one right away. 2 in a row, you know, so forced myself to push through because I did have the audio and I had things to do. Like I fixed up the closet, I put 100 books away from my book haul, I rough edited so I didn't have to listen to anything. I just had to, you know, take out all the dead space and my ums and stuff. So I had things to do that helped. It sucks because this cover, I like this cover. I actually do. It's captivating, but I'm unhauling. I have so many books to unhaul just from this month, y'all. Like, I am getting better with this DNFing and unhauling thing. So pat on the back, gold star, chocolate chip cookie for me. Okay, yeah, 2 stars. I stopped annotating it at like 100 pages in. I don't care. The audiobook wasn't even that good. If you like Split, which I do, I love, that's like a 5-star movie for me until, I mean, I still liked it despite hearing the stuff about it, but just being aware of that, I don't know. But it does have similar vibes, kind of, in the second half. First half, I don't know, man. I feel like there were pages and pages and chapters where we just made 0 progress. I don't know if it was the characters we were following. I don't know. I was just not into this. So yeah, 2 stars. The second star is mostly for the short chapters. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't like super problematic or anything other than the villainizing mental health, but like, it's not bad enough to be 1 star. Like, I was semi-intrigued until I wasn't. So that's that on that. My next book for this particular vlog is going to most likely be Indian Burial Ground by Nick Medina. I do have the audiobook, so I think I'm gonna start that maybe tomorrow. But I also have another vlog going, as always. I just ended one and started a new one today, so yay! Alright, this is done. I'm done. It's been a few days since the last update, so we're just gonna accept that this is a very long-term project. Longer than anticipated project. And that's okay. I still have like 5 more books. It's fine. Everything's okay. Hi, I have some explaining to do. Wait, hold on. Is this the right SD card? Okay, it is. So, it's days and days later. I have no idea how long it's been since I last updated. It's currently January 26th. Listen, part of me wants to just like end this vlog prematurely. I've been doing that a lot. I know, I'm sorry, whatever. Why am I sorry? I don't know. But a bigger part of me actually wants to complete more books to get a more accurate, I don't know, result of this video. With that being said, these are the 3 that I'm gonna proceed with. I was gonna stop this vlog January 31st, just like no matter what, because I'm getting sick of this long ass project, but the completionist in me wants to keep going. So I think I'm gonna commit to these 3. I already started Indian Burial Ground. I got like 33 pages in and I'm intrigued. So this could be a potential winner. It could knock out My Darling Dreadful Thing, who knows? And then I Was a Teenage Slasher, which everyone seems to love, so we're gonna try SGJ one more time. And then This Cursed House. I tend to like haunted house stories, so we'll see about these 3. Regarding these other 2, they're due at the library anyway, and I'm sick of looking at them, and I don't think they're gonna be winners anyway. I've read Gabino Iglesias before, and I really like The Devil Takes You Home. I just don't think this particular story is gonna be for me because I don't don't know. It just doesn't feel like it. And I think, isn't it drugs? Yeah, drug kingpin, and my ex's name is in it. And I just don't want to read this right now. Maybe I'll read it one day if I hear raving reviews, but I haven't really heard anyone talk about this much. And then this one I've never heard anyone talk about. And I hate the cover, and I'm sick of looking at it, and it's due at the library, so I'm just gonna give up on these two, take the L. This will probably go into February. Oh god, I really hope I don't have like 3 hours of footage, but that's the update on that, okay? Don't be mad at me. I know I'm not reading every single shortlist book, but you know what? I wasn't going to anyway because The Angel of Indian Lake is on there, and I haven't read My Heart is a Chainsaw, so I'm trying, whatever. It's fine. Who cares? It's not that deep, Jan. Today I'm gonna continue Indian Burial Ground. I like the vampire rep that has entered the chat right at the beginning. And the chapters are short, so I think I'm gonna be able to finish this. I heard about this one though. I might DNF if I'm feeling like it, because I heard the ending is quite problematic. I don't know what that means. I don't know why it's problematic, but if I see any inkling of it, you know, honestly, this already said the R word in like chapter 2, so that's already kind of a red flag, but I'm gonna keep going. If I DNF this, then I'll be okay because it's a library book, so. Okay, that is my long-winded update. I will continue my other vlogs because I don't really feel like reading horror today. Well, maybe. I'm tired. We were at Joey's parents' house and we both slept like shit, so we're tired. But I'm wearing my new Read More Books Gigi and Bo sweatshirt. Oh no, my wet hair. She actually replaced it for me because she accidentally sent me the wrong one, but she let me keep the wrong order, so that was nice of her. So I got this. I need to get my Lair readathon video up today. I'm gonna update y'all when I have a reading update. Bye! We just watched Wolfman and it was really fucking good, so highly recommend. I feel like it's gonna be one of those underrated horror movies that no one goes to see. I recommend seeing it, and so does Joey. 5 stars. Also, change of plans. I think I'm actually gonna read this. This is Blood Like Mine by Stuart Neville. I don't know when I'm gonna start it, but I think I'm gonna read it because one of my vampies, Meg, read it, gave it 5 stars, and we usually align with our taste pretty well. And she said there's vampires, and I had a feeling because like a lot of books that have blood in the title and blood on the cover dripping from anything, there's got to be vampires, right? So I'm gonna give it a shot. I saw some Goodreads reviews that compared it to the show Dexter and X-Files. I haven't watched X-Files, have you?
I've seen a couple episodes.
You weren't into it?
I mean, there's an original show, and then I think they recreated it, but I think I've seen some of the older ones.
Yeah, and people are saying like this isn't your typical crime novel. You're gonna go into it thinking it's just a mom and a daughter on the run from something, but it's like a different take on it. And the font is pretty big. It's just really what's, honestly, if I am gonna be so real with you, the thing that's throwing me off is that the daughter's name is Moonflower, and like I don't know if I can take that seriously for almost 400 pages, but we're gonna give it a shot. I took a poll on Instagram as to whether I should DNF or continue Indian Burial Ground. I feel bad because I heard Nick Medina speak. Like, we went to a Rachel Harrison event and Nick Medina was the author that she was having a conversation with. So I want to read this one. I also own Sisters of a Lost Nation. I know this has vampires too. It could be good. I feel bad DNFing it. I told myself I'd stop feeling bad DNFing things. I am so perplexed. I don't know anything. I don't know what to do. Okay, every time we go to the movies and see like a Blumhouse Productions trailer or movie or anything, just seeing like the logo and how it like, you know, zooms out from zooms out from the house, you know, and into the logo, it makes me want to read a haunted house book. So now I'm kind of in the mood for this cursed house, but now I really just want to try this. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna start every book under the sun. How about that?
Sounds good.
Joey's gonna read Memorials by Richard Chismar. This vlog is gonna be 3 hours long.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And it'll be up in March.
Yep, that's what I already told them. Listen to me. Never judge a book by its cover. I learned time and time again, but tell me this doesn't look like a book you'll see an old man reading at an airport.
I just don't get that feeling.
Really?
Yeah, you've been saying that ever since and you hate the cover. I don't.
It's so bad. So that's apparently a Moonflower, I'm assuming. Girl's name is Monica, but the mom calls her Moonflower. She's like a teenager, and they are in this van and they're on the run. We don't know why yet, but we get perspectives from the investigation side of the case, from the detectives and stuff. So it reads like a James Patterson. Meg and I were just talking about it. Reads like a James Patterson. It reads like, I don't know, it just feels like a dad thriller. And I can't explain that, but it just feels like that. Written by a man, will be read by men type thing. Then you get this perspective from this mother and daughter. Okay, Meg said there's vampires in here, but I think that's kind of a spoiler, but it's also a buzzword for me personally, so maybe it's a buzzword for y'all. And I'm not going to go into some theories I have, but it doesn't say anything about vampires right in the beginning or anything, and I'm 102 pages in. I'm 102 pages in. It's been less than an hour. And I sat here with my eyeballs reading this with no audiobook, just flying, okay? But yeah, they're on the road, so we're getting all these different locations. We're meeting a bunch of different people so far. Well, maybe not a bunch, just a few here and there. And you know, they're just trying to get by. They're hungry sometimes, so they have to figure out ways to get food without money. There are these letters that the mom wrote whilst Moonflower was still in the womb, so I'm assuming it all plays out and pieces together by the end, obviously. But I don't know, I might be able to finish this like tomorrow. It's only 9 o'clock. I keep wanting to switch books, but the chapters are so short. So like every time I'm like, okay, one more chapter. Once I saw Meg's story that it was 5 stars, I was like, let me look on Pango. It's not available on Pango. Don't think it's a book I want on my shelves, but like, am I gonna read more of this author? Maybe. Apparently he's written like a shit ton of other books, but this is his newest one. Ruth Ware has blurbed it in the front. That doesn't really mean anything to me personally because her books have been 3 stars for me. I haven't read this fast in so long. How crazy is it? Okay, so my only 5 star so far has been The Gathering, and that was a thriller with vampires, and this is a thriller with vampires. Is that like my new thing? Does that mean I have to finish Indian Burial Ground because it's also a thriller with vampires? I don't know. But yeah, in terms of plot, nothing's really happening other than we don't know much yet. These 2 people are on the run trying to survive. How's memorials? Oh, that was my wrist.
Pretty good.
Cool.
Yep, still early and I'm only 60 pages on.
Nice.
I like it so far. See how this goes.
Look at this angle. Ooh.
Looks like a
Artsy.
like a movie
Yeah.
poster.
Like the Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm with Sicky Vicky here, reporting for duty.
Sticky Dicky.
And he doesn't want to read.
I'm going to read.
I am 242 pages in to Blood Like Mine. I would love to finish this today. I was already distracted by a movie he wanted to watch, so I could have finished it by now.
Sure, blame me.
But alas, the chapters are still short. There are some that are longer than others, but it goes by so fast, and there are actually some gory parts that I'm just like, no way. It's actually written pretty well, not gonna lie. How ironic is it? What if, okay, hold on. What if this was 5 stars? And what if I just retitled this blog to Reading Goodreads Horror Nominees Until I Get a 5 Star? And then I don't have to continue.
But if it's not...
But if it's not, then I'll continue. Yeah, we're gonna try that. Because how ironic would it be if this, the one I wasn't even gonna read because I thought it was like the one I was gonna hate the most because of the cover, because I judged the book by its cover. But also I saw Blood Like Mine, so I had a feeling it was gonna have, you know, my favorite thing in the world. But how ironic that I'm actually loving it. This is the fastest I've read all year.
Well, 27 days.
All 27 days. This would only be my 21st, okay, only for me. Okay, it's the 27th of January. This would only be my 21st book of the month. And I read a lot of shorty patortis this month, so it doesn't even feel an accomplishment, you know. But anyway, I am liking it. I don't know what else to say. It's intense. I typically don't like, no, that's not true. I was gonna say I typically don't like the detective POV, but sometimes I really do. Like there was one from The Gathering too, like our main character was a detective, so I don't know what I'm saying really. I just think this is well done. Am I gonna, what if he's like my new favorite author? Yeah. See, I thought about it, I was like, what if I love this so much and I want to purchase it for my shelves? But then I'm like, is it annotatable? Not really. Like it's good writing in terms of like a thriller and getting done what needs to get done, but it's not annotatable, you know? I don't have quotes that I want to write down and hang on my wall type thing. But it's really good. Highly recommend, I guess. I keep going back and forth between continuing this vlog into February or I don't want to see this vlog ever again after this book. And I think we're gonna go with that. Hopefully this keeps the same energy and this is 5 stars. So then I could see it that way, like reading Goodreads horror nominees until I get a 5 star. This video ends when I get a 5 star type thing, you know? Because I know that's a pretty trendy video that I've been wanting to do, but I guess I did it by accident because nothing else gave 5 star energy until this book. I still do want to read This Cursed House and I Was a Teenage Slasher, but I own them. I can read them any other time. Plus they're Aardvark books. So if I make an Aardvark vlog anytime soon, then I could include those. With all that being said, this is going to be my last book of this vlog. I can't wait to edit this vlog and get it up because I've talked about it too many times. I just need it to end for my own sanity. I'm sorry for ending vlogs prematurely, but I just put too much on my plate because I want to vlog every single book, get my thoughts out, because like what if it's one of my new favorite books of all time? I want my thoughts out there, you know, to look back on fondly. Literally, no one, Jan, goes on this fucking rant for no reason, and no one is making you do this, Jan, other than yourself. I'm really gonna hop on the internet and end a vlog looking like this. But we're ending the vlog because we got a 5-star, baby. 5 motherfucking stars. Holy shit. Most surprising of 2025. It's gonna be at the top of the list. That ending almost had me in tears. This is the type of book that it's so fast paced that you don't even realize how invested in the characters you're getting. Because by the end, that hit me. I was getting emotional for these characters. It's a very, well, no. I was gonna say it's a very plot-driven book, because that's easy to say when you're going into a mystery, thriller, horror, with an investigation, crime fiction type of thing, right? Because the whole thing is that this plot is driving these people to act certain ways and whatever. But I feel like this is really character-driven, just because this mother and daughter bond. The mom is protecting the daughter in so many ways that you as a reader don't even realize until pretty much the end, because you get these letters in between most of the chapters, and then you get some interviews as well with the detectives and officers and stuff by the end. But you get these letters from the mom, Rebecca, and she's writing to the daughter, and so you get this flashback timeline simultaneously. I don't even know how to explain it. I love when books do that. My Darling Dreadful Thing did a very similar format of the book. That's a good comparison, Jan. Good job. And like the dark parts, like the action scenes, I could not look away. Like I would love to see an adaptation of this book. I could actually visualize shit. I hope it gets adapted, honestly. I would watch the shit out of that. It doesn't change my opinion about the cover though. I still hate the cover. And I still hate the fact that the daughter's name was Moonflower. Like I didn't see the point of that other than protecting her identity, kind of. But at the same time, why did it have to be that artsy fartsy? We couldn't pick a different normal name. Maybe I should look up what Moonflower symbolizes, and that could be my fun fact. Romance, mystery, and the ability to find beauty in dark times. They can also symbolize hope, transformation, and new beginnings. Ah, alright, makes sense. They bloom at night away from prying eyes. Oh, they bloom at night. Okay, everything makes sense. See, that was a good Google search. Mystery and magic. They bloom in the dark, revealing their beauty only under the moonlight. Oh my god. Okay, I love that. Okay, I take back what I said about her name. I don't take back what I said about the cover. Wow, 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 wow. I'm shook that this was 5 stars. Hold on, someone commented. It's a series! It's a series! Someone just commented that it's a series! Thank you, Nayush. Oh my god. And they said it reminded them a lot of First Light, which is a sequel to Night's Edge. Wait, this is a series! Shut up! How is it a series? It doesn't say... Ooh. Wait. Like it's a series, like a TV show series? Oh, it's a trilogy! It's a trilogy! Oh my god. That is so exciting! Wow, 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 wow. Okay, not me wanting to read a whole trilogy now after being so against this book. One of the biggest surprises of this year, for sure. I don't even know how to end this vlog anymore. Thank you for going with me on this long-ass, almost month-long journey. In this vlog, I read Bury Your Gaze, gave that 3 stars. A Sunny Place for Shady People, gave that 4 stars. Murder Road, gave that 2 stars. Sleep Tight, also gave that 2 stars. And then Blood Like Mine, I gave 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only read 5 books. It felt like 10. Oh, and then I DNF'd You Like It Darker and Inyan Burial Ground. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I finished 5 books. I tried 7 books. Honestly, it's fine. We got a 5 star. However, I still think, oh my god, wait, I mentioned My Darling Dreadful Thing, and that was the whole point of this video, because that was my horror vote for Goodreads Choice Awards. Wow, I didn't even realize. What a full circle moment. Wow, okay, perfect. That's such a good head-to-head with this because like I said, their writing style, the writing format is so similar, but I think I liked My Darling Dreadful Thing more. I think I read both of them really fast. I remember flying through My Darling Dreadful Thing as well. So I'm still gonna keep my vote for My Darling Dreadful Thing. Also because it's a debut, it had more like gothic vibes, but this one has vampires. No. My Darling Dreadful Thing. I had a good time. There was a sapphic romance in that one. I feel like I kind of knew where this one was going, but My Darling Dreadful Thing, I didn't. I think I had more jaw-dropping, shocking moments in that, and then this was like just the action scenes that were really riveting. I'm keeping my vote. I still think the winner should have been My Darling Dreadful Thing, and that's the verdict on that. If you made it to the end of this video, put a trophy emoji in the comments down below to represent the awards, you know. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to do some self-care today. I hope you had a 5-star day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!